Alright, let's frickin' do this. And take a look at the very best the Master System had to offer. While Nintendo was farting around with the NES in 1989, Sega was almost a half a generation ahead, putting out high-quality games with detailed sprites, and nobody even knew. This is a game that's remembered almost exclusively by 45-year-old men. And people who played that remake, I guess. So, the gameplay starts off fairly simple. They add more stuff as we go. But just to start off, they're going to have a simple exercise where you just sprint down a hallway and stab a man. Now there's a premise I can get behind. What a concept, as the guy from Smash Mouth said. So, you might have noticed that the aspect ratio, or the letterboxes, or the borders, whatever you prefer to call them, are a little funny, and that one's not on me. That is a quirk of the Master System. Sometimes games just don't display at the right resolution. That would be really sad if it was on me, if after 300 plus episodes, if I still didn't know how to properly aspect ratio a video. What the hell you been doing this whole time? But anyway, yeah, this this is the game's fault. So let me put in a little something just to show you where the video's borders are supposed to be. Yeah, there we go. She's always watching us. I'm sure old Queenie would be honored to find out that she's being featured in a Let's Play of a Sega Master System game. You think she even knows about the Sega Master System? Very few people do. If I was a bit more courageous, I think it would have been funny in high school to go up to random authority figures and ask them about obscure game consoles. I could ask like the janitor about the Panasonic 3DO. He'd say, "Fuck off." You know, the janitor from my high school actually just died recently. Guess he wasn't playing enough 3DO games. Anywho, so, got the first boss behind this door. Well, I guess it would have been too computationally expensive to put a background on this scene. It was the 80s after all. Backgrounds hadn't been invented. Ronald Reagan tried to pass a law about that, but it didn't get through. Behind me stands nothing, because backgrounds have not been invented yet. So, anyway, this isn't a particularly challenging boss, but because the controls in this are just so ass, it kinda is. Alright, here we go. Here comes the money, as the black people say. Oh no, we've been turned into a deviant. And to make matters worse, the building is about to cave in and we have to make a dramatic exit. Hurry up! Alright lads, we're almost there. Just hang in there. We've almost escaped from the wreckage of this decaying building. This must have been how people felt inside the towers in 9/11. Sorry I had to. Gosh, that skeleton has an annoying movement pattern. Instead of shooting where I was, you should have been shooting where I was going to be. You see how that skeleton had a hat? What is this? TF2? Oh, and now the borders are actually correct on the game during this one cutscene for some reason, and now you can tell that there's a black background behind that a picture of Queen Elizabeth that wasn't visible before. So, this cutscene marks the official kickoff of the game. Everything else was just a test, to see if you were man enough. So now we've got the first town of Monster World. You can receive passwords from a smoking pig. You can struggle to open doors. You can do it all in Monster World. Did you see how they had a cross on the top of the building? That's kinda different. I mean, religious stuff in video games. I know the programmer of Sonic R put the Christian fish symbol in one of the little huts off to the side, and then many years later some head-ass decided to mod it out. I mean, good God, did it really bother you that much? Fucking get a life. So there are some extra things we gotta pick up on before we actually head out into the cruel, unfeeling world. We can't afford any of the armor. We're just a stupid animal, we ain't got no money.
Just get out of here, you stupid, dumb animal!
So these old school type of games really didn't hold your hand, and oftentimes they would just let you fail, as made evident by the fact that they hid a critical item away in this cellar of sorts. If we hadn't stopped to go back and look for it, we would have just missed out on half of our health bar, and we would have been going through the monster world with a single heart, and we would have ended up like insert edgy joke here. God, this channel is just getting lazy. Okay, anything else over here? Oh, they put up a giant wall to halt our progress, I suppose. We are gonna build a wall, and we are gonna make Monster World pay for it. Political jokes, yay. Ugh, fuck me. So I guess we've really visited all 3 buildings in this town at this point, so there's nothing stopping us from venturing out into the world. But just like in real life, I'm gonna try and delay it for as long as I can, 'cause I'm afraid of the big scary world and all things in it. So is this just like a sewer? What is this? as a bad Let's Player would say, I bet that water smells like doo-doo. Jesus. So, here we go with some real 2D platforming. No more hallways filled with easily stabbable items. Now we've got islands you gotta jump on, and enemies that you gotta duck first before you can fire at. All the staples of 8-bit platforming. Gosh, the Master System's color palette sure was saturated, wasn't it? Look at all of this. It makes me wanna do what that guy in Event Horizon did and just tear his eyes out. Yeah, don't look that up. And they've got some creative level design here. If you fall in the water, the game doesn't stop, it just sends you to Waterworld. If this were a Nintendo game, they'd just have you die and do it over. But not here, because Sega does what Nintendo don't.